Victims of the tooth whitener subscription scam get refund checks. A smooth-talking ChatGPT had a date with a woman. A Clubhouse, Dropbox, and other tech companies are dropping employees and using AI. And Europe is started the regulating of AI, but there's already lobbyists forming. All that and more next on the Computer Doctor Show.
You're listening to the Computer Doctor Show, your source for technology subjects affecting your business and personal life during this new normal. Your host is an award-winning office technician and IT author, technical hacker, and recent winner on localbest.com as the best computer shop in Tucson. Broadcasting live, here's Aaron Moss.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Computer Doctor Show, your headquarters for up-to-date scam awareness, science, and cutting-edge technology talk. This is episode 128, and I'm Aaron Moss, your host. Thanks for tuning in with us every Saturday at 2 p.m. We post all of our shows and bonus content on ComputerDoctorShow.com and the Computer Doctor Show YouTube channel. We'd love to hear from you, so give us a call during the show with your computer, internet, cybersecurity comments and questions on our open studio line, 520-790-2040. And we have John from the Cassie Unscrewed Theater joining us today. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right. We hope to have a nice conversation about some technology. But we also want to keep in mind our sponsors that keep our show going. Perfection Auto Works, where exceptional service and attention to detail comes standard. Our team of expert technicians provides top quality auto repairs and exceed your expectations from routine maintenance to major repairs. We take pride in getting the job right done the first time with a level of workmanship that ensures perfection in every job. At Perfection Auto Works, we're not satisfied with meeting your expectations, but we aim to surpass them. Visit us today and experience why we are the trusted name in auto repair. You can trust our team to provide the highest level of service for your care of your vehicle with a dedication to excellence that sets us apart from the rest. Call 323-8650 or visit us online at perfectionautoworks.com to schedule an appointment or learn more about our services. Perfection Auto Works, where perfection is not just a word, but it's our commitment. And remember, if you like the Computer Doctor Show, please support our sponsors. Here are some rapid tech news for this week. So, John, before the show we were talking about, there was this scam a long time ago. It involved tooth whitener. Mm-hmm. Okay, hey, you know, some of us have teeth that are not white, and it's lots of people would love to have a product. But if you saw an advertisement for a product for teeth whitener that was free, mm-hmm. and all you had to do was pay maybe $4.95 for shipping, you know, who wouldn't do that?
Right.
You know?
Nobody would know how much coffee I drink.
Right, exactly. So many people, including myself many years ago, it was the first of many that actually turned out to be a scam. And they would send you this advertisement, but buried in the terms and conditions when you are checking out, putting in your address and your information into this website, buried in the terms was an agreement to subscribe to their monthly supply that would automatically bill $80 to $200 per month. That kind of changes things, right? It's no longer something free, but again, it was hidden and buried under probably dozens, that I recall, dozens of pages of terms and conditions. And from what I remember, it was very, very hard for people to get their money back. Mm-hmm. Okay, the reason why, for two reasons. Number one, the terms and conditions explicitly said that this is a uncancelable subscription, and that it is something. And banks see a subscription versus an everyday purchase mm-hmm. very, very differently. It may deny an everyday purchase, but it'll let a subscription go through because it's been pre-arranged.
How convenient.
Yes. So there was that. And also you can call the customer service number, try to do it. They wouldn't help you. The bank wouldn't help you. They wouldn't refund it because the terms and conditions were rock solid. And you agreed to them. So, yeah. How about that?
For that price, I want light to shoot out of my mouth. And no more lighting in my house. I'll just smile at my books.
John, close your mouth. Close your mouth. Okay. So anyway, the Federal Trade Commission is sending out checks this week totaling $1.1 million to victims of that scam. You can stop yourself from being a victim, too, by going to privacy.com. I'm not sure if you're aware of privacy.com, but privacy.com lets you create credit card numbers on the fly, and you can choose exactly how you want the card to behave. Dollar limits, transaction limits, even setting up a card for a single use.
Neat.
So if you are interested in taking a look at that, go to computerdoctorshow.com and click on the red privacy button to try privacy for yourself. And our thanks to you for supporting the Computer Doctor Show. And that's how you can protect yourself. That's
Very cool.
one of many ways that you can do that. Okay, there was a smooth talking ChatGPT that had a date with a woman. Can you believe this? ChatGPT is replacing bachelors now. Apparently, they can talk way better than bachelors, bachelorettes, or whatever. It actually started when a woman had asked ChatGPT to help with improving her online dating profile, and after it gave her a great response, she asked ChatGPT for a potential response to that ad. So, what did ChatGPT do? It played the role of the male, and it gave her a response to her ad, and then she responded to that response as the woman, and now they're having this make-believe date conversation in chat form,
Right.
but it's not real. the ChatGPT even went to the extent of scheduling a date, a meet-in-person date.
Oh man, I can picture using that in a catfishing attempt, and then to find out that she's disappointed because I'm not eloquent enough.
Yeah. Well, the story goes, now this woman realized that this was just a joke, but she went to this restaurant that was suggested by ChatGPT, and she waited to see who would show up. Now, obviously, nobody shows up, so she went back home the next day and went back on ChatGPT, and she said, "Where were you? I went to the restaurant, and you weren't there." And that's when ChatGPT went back into, I'm just a language model. I'm not real. Sorry about that. I'm so thankful that you thought this was a real conversation,
Right.
but you know that.
Yeah.
But needless to say, no one showed up. But AI can run a better game than human bachelors, so that's kind of sad. Maybe we can learn a thing or two. I don't know.
I might give that a shot.
All right. Also, we have a comment here. The day of us all living in isolation booths is nay. Well, nah. All right.
I just want a nice isolation booth.
Aye. Okay, so we have there's a lot of news about different social media platforms it all started with Twitter, then Facebook kind of followed. Now Clubhouse and Dropbox are starting to drop employees in favor of using AI technologies. So it's going to be a very, very tough year for programmers, tough year for anyone in the tech field that was filling a lot of those programming spaces. So the list is going to go on. Most of these jobs are related to coding and copywriting. And it's going to be something that AI has taken over for the past 6 months. ChatGPT kind of skyrocketed at about November of 2022, and 6 months later, it's replacing jobs. So
I have this PowerShell script I really don't want to do, and
ask ChatGPT.
I'm gonna.
It's going to do it. Also, Microsoft Edge is adding more AI tools to its web browser. So we were talking over the past couple of shows that Microsoft Edge, which was kind of a joke to lots of tech people because we favored Google for so many years, but is Google still your go-to place?
it's not.
What's your go-to browser?
Honestly, I'm using Edge now.
You are? Since when?
For about since they switched over to the Chromium base, because at the same time Chrome started going slower. And I am fickle.
So just for clarification, Chromium is the open source that was based on that Chrome actually Google Chrome was actually based on Chromium,
Yep.
and now Microsoft Edge has also switched to that same kind of base, but now they're starting to do more things with it, and they're starting to add more things to their what's called their sidebar. So they've added all kinds of artificial intelligent tools to their sidebar inside the app, and it's starting to turn a lot of heads. and it might win a lot of Chrome users.
Got me early.
It didn't. I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a little bit loyal. I'm a little bit stubborn.
Sure.
There's some things I like to jump in as an early adopter. I do have Edge on my computer.
Right.
But I'm not going there like all the time because I still have all my passwords linked up in there.
Mm-hmm.
So all my stuff is in there, and I'm used to where all the buttons are. So just not there yet. But I'm glad for you. Please let me know how you're apparently you're enjoying it.
It works. I don't sit there and like exclaim with delight, but
Okay.
Google still has a better search engine.
Okay. Yes. The Bing. See, the search engine is the other part. Yeah. The Bing just doesn't do it just yet.
It doesn't.
But maybe one day. Maybe this year.
Mhm.
Later on this year, they might surpass. Before the break, one more story here. The SpaceX rival claims that 90% of the Earth's surface has no cellular coverage, but that could be changing soon. So there's a service called AST Space Mobile. It says that it has achieved the first ever Earth to space phone call. And it was not using any type of special phone. It was using an unmodified Samsung Galaxy S22 smartphone. Unmodified. And the two-way phone call was made from the United States in Texas to Japan over the AT&T Spectrum network. Now, what's notable about this is the first phone call made directly to satellites from a smartphone. And this is not the first of its kind because we already have the Apple SOS. There's lots of telecommunications that are trying to do satellite things. We have more satellites in space, space junk that's running around up there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of producing this layer of junk. If you've ever seen any of those pictures that are able to capture any of those interesting things, happening. So in order to achieve, like if I were to whisper to you right now, right here in the studio, imagine a microphone so powerful that even though it's orbiting the Earth, it could still pick up a whisper between me and you. That is the level of sensitivity that the antennas on these satellites would need to have in order to pick up signals from an unmodified phone.
My third grade teacher could do that.
Yeah. So, and then you get slapped in the head.
Yeah.
Okay. So in order to do this, the AST Space Mobile, they needed to get jumbo-sized receivers that unfold to almost 700 square feet to able to pick up those signals. So think of an antenna about the size of your kitchen table versus the size of your entire apartment.
Wow.
700 square feet. But it unfolds, so that's how they're able to get that kind of stuff in there. All right. We have Mark, we have you on the phone, but we're going to catch you after our break. Please stay on the line. It is time for our midway commercial break with a word from our sponsors, Science and Tech History up next, and how the public is reacting to regulation of artificial intelligence in Europe. This is the Computer Doctor Show. We'll be right back.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, and to keep myself.
No matter how Boy Scout you are, car, truck, and SUV breakdowns are going to happen at some point in your life. Why not lessen that threat with a mechanic shop that looks for safety and offers a free trip check and codes check for the vehicle you trust your life to?
You can count on Perfection Auto Works for all of your auto and truck repair needs. Done right the first time. That's our pledge to you. We specialize in all cars, foreign and domestic. Call Perfection Auto Works today at 323-8650. That's 323-8650 or at perfectionautoworks.com. 323-8650.
Computer Doctor of Tucson is the best choice in desktop support in Tucson. They fix error messages, power and boot problems, install of software and hardware, and much more. You can come to them, or they can come to you, or even have a remote support session so they can fix your issues over the phone quickly. Give them a call at 261-5508, 261-5508. Visit them on the web at computerdoctortucson.com. Computer Doctor of Tucson, because technology is great when it works.
Welcome back to the Computer Doctor Show, your source for scam awareness, science, and cutting-edge technology talk. I'm Aaron Moss, your host, along with John, co-hosting today from the Unscrewed Theater. Before we get into the next segment and our caller, John, what can you tell us about the Unscrewed Theater?
Unscrewed Theater is a local improv theater. We have all kinds of great stuff going on this week. We've got J.D. Walsh from 2.5 Men. I believe he was also in Tremors. He's going to be guest appearing tonight. And then later on tonight, there's a special presentation from Keep Tucson Sketchy. If you've ever seen that show, it's straight up amazing. May 4th, we have a special Star Wars show.
May the 4th.
May 5th, we have Laura Hall. And May 6th, we have a song prop workshop going on. It's going to be great. So keep an eye on unscrewedtheater.org.
Getting some celebrities involved. Okay, so excellent thing for the nonprofit organization at the Unscrewed Theater. Thank you for sharing. We have Mark patiently waiting on line 1. Mark, welcome to the Computer Doctor Show.
Hi. Well, thanks for celebrating my birthday on May the 4th.
We do what we can
with you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I have a lot of questions for you, but I probably can only get one in because you only have a half an hour long show.
Yes, we need more time.
Change that.
I appreciate that, Mark. Thanks.
And anyway, so I have a bunch of at least 2 failed memory sticks that I'm wondering if there's a way to extract the data off of those memory sticks.
Yes, it depends on how badly you need it. When you say memory sticks, you're talking about like flash drives, thumb drives?
Yes, flash drives, plugging into
okay. Okay. What brand are they, by the way? Are they if they're the brand that I'm thinking of, I'm not surprised.
I don't know.
Walmart sells this brand. I forget the name of it. PNY?
Yeah, probably PNY.
PNY is actually pretty good. I'm surprised that they failed. Were they like physically damaged or something, or?
I don't know. It's when I plug it in, the computer doesn't recognize it.
Okay. So yes, there's one of the first things you want to verify is when it was first purchased, what file system it was initially kind of used with. For example, if it was used with Windows, usually it can't be read by Linux or Apple. Sometimes Apple can read Windows and Linux pretty well, but a Windows would
Windows, yeah.
Okay, but a Windows would not necessarily read Linux per se. So if it started with Windows and it's been Windows its entire life and it's still not recognizing it, it might need to be initialized, and that is something that you can do. You can right-click if you're in Windows environment, you can right-click the My PC. And then you can go to Manager or Manage, and then click on the disk drives, and it will show you all the drives that it's able to detect. And if it's sitting there, if you see the drive sitting there with no letter designation, then that means that it is not initialized, and it's having trouble communicating with it. You can attempt to initialize it. But if it doesn't initialize, we might have to take it to a specialist. And there's a place called Drive Savers in California. They are the best in the world at recovering data like that. But because they're the best, they're also the most expensive. You're starting at $800 for them to just look at it. But for some people, that's worth it. I remember that. There's that movie house that produces animated movies for kids, and they put like $5 million into this picture, and they downloaded it onto a hard drive, and then the hard drive crashed, and it was the only finished copy that they had. For them, it was worth the $1,200 or $1,500 that they had to everybody. So you have to consider it, in cases like that. Hope that answers your question, Mark. If you have any questions, you can give me a call.
And that
after
was
the show.
in Manage, right? I go to Manage, but
go to Manage.
I went there.
Yes, and then
Click
click hard drives or disk drives
I go
on
to
the
Manage
left-hand side.
Access.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. You should see disk drives on the left-hand side.
No. Anyway.
Okay. I'll give you some personal
figure it out.
attention after the show.
Okay.
But
All right.
I hope that helps you and helps a few others as well.
Yeah, it gives me some hope.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks for your question, Mark. And that leaves us with only 5 minutes for the rest of the show. So let's jump right into our science and tech history. John, what do you have for us?
18 years ago, April 23rd, the first YouTube video posted at 8:27 p.m.
All right. It was only 18 seconds long, 128 million views. And, okay, what's the next one? We'll just
All right,
keep on
33 years ago, April 25th, the Hubble telescope was placed in orbit.
going. All right. It exceeded its lifespan of 20 or 30 years, only 5 service calls in 33 years. So
That's
pretty
amazing.
impressive. All right. Next one.
20 years ago, April 28th, 2003, Apple released iTunes.
All right. And it was only 99 cents cents per song. And the first song was "Stuck in a Moment" by U2. I'm trying to remember when I read that. I was trying to load that music, and I was trying to figure out what that song sounded like. Okay, if you know what it is, please send me an email. Okay, what's the next one?
126 years ago, on April 30th, 1897, the discovery of electrons.
Okay. And the discovery of the electrons. There we go. British physicist J.J. Thomson. And he found out that he was looking at rays through a cathode ray tube, a vacuum tube. He noticed that the rays were being affected by magnetism and other electric charges. He said, these must be lighter than atoms. And then he discovered the electron.
That's amazing.
And he won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1906 for that discovery. Okay, what's next?
Well, only 30 years ago, on April 30th, 1993, www launches in the public domain.
All right. And if it wasn't for www, we would not have the way the internet operates today. And a lot of developers have developed so many websites and applications that are based on the www standards. So interesting. Here are some last-minute rapid tech reports. Mice, keyboards, pens, docks, and adaptive accessories formerly made by Microsoft will now be branded as Surface. Some products will continue to be sold in some markets while supplies last. No word yet if Surface brand will be a higher end than the Microsoft brand, but we'll keep you informed of such. Also, the James Webb Telescope captured some better resolution pictures of Uranus a few weeks ago and its rings, more specifically 11 of its 13 rings. And finally, Europe has started regulating AI. They're starting to underwrite some laws regarding regulating of artificial intelligence, but there's already lobbyists forming. The EU Artificial Intelligence Act is likely going to ban controversial uses like AI, social scoring, and facial recognition in public, as well as force companies to declare if copyrighted material is used to train their AIs. So that is some things that we can look forward to. Before we wrap up, I just want to thank our sponsor, Perfection Auto Works, again for sponsoring our show. Stop by their location at Speedway in Craycroft for your free 26-point inspection. As always, don't click unverified links in emails or text messages. Use a password manager. Always look at the address bar. Check activity on your bank statements on a regular basis. Enable two-factor authentication. Verify all incoming and outgoing calls. Back up your system to the cloud and listen to the Computer Doctor Show live on Saturdays and post it as podcast on Tuesdays. If you missed any part of this episode, go to Computer Doctor Show, click episodes, and find episode 128. My name is Aaron Moss, your host and technology expert. John co-hosting today from the Unscrewed Theater. Tom Fairbanks is at the control board. Stay safe, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of The Computer Doctor Show. If you missed any part of this live broadcast, we post all our episodes online at computerdoctorshow.com. Remember, the world is getting more and more tech, and so should you. To stay current with technology, listen to the Computer Doctor Show each week for local and global tech insights. If you have suggestions for a topic on a future show, send us an email at info@computerdoctorshow.com.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news,